to know that you sang for real.
Yes,
That like the song you were singing wasn't just like you're the best you got, you know?
You don't even know that.
Yeah, I need to brag. Like you sing.
No, keep it under wraps.
What all instruments do you play?
I play keys. I can do a little bass. I can do a cheeky ukulele. More than you think.
Who is that?
I can play some guitar. Who's a ukulele?
A chica.
A cheeky. I can do like a cheeky.
I just lost points. What instruments do you play?
I used to be in an orchestra and I played the violin when I was.
I be forgetting you really played the violin.
Mm-hmm.
But she plays the most beautiful instrument that we.
I know, like that's like aura.
I'd like to pick it up again.
Do you still? So you don't.
I'm talking her voice. The
human
human voice is the instrument that God invented. Man invented all the other ones.
That's pretty awesome.
That's pretty
I
awesome.
never thought about it.
That's why everyone has it. Everyone's supposed to use it.
Now, what do you think that God made a voice for everybody and He gave you like one of the worst ones? How does that make you feel?
I think that we were always supposed to. No, I'm serious. I think we were always supposed to gather and sing. And I think it was supposed to be a special occasion where somebody with an exorbitantly wonderful voice did something like a solo. And that would be pleasing. But I think we've outsourced singing to people who can really do it. And when we all should be doing it.
One of my favorites.
So even if you suck, if you were raised doing it, it would have been so different.
That's one way to cope.
To cope with your.
Yeah, for sure.
He's actually.
But I do think though, if you ever been in a worship setting where like they're like just the voices and like everybody is singing,
so beautiful.
like it is the most powerful thing in the world.
Sure.
Especially when they're all singing like Yeshua or Agnes Day and all the. I'm like when they're talking about like the angels are singing Holy Holy. That's exactly what I imagine it. It's so awesome.
How was it? Not singing with the audience, but coming back to the BLOC and being a solo.
Oh my gosh, it was. I walked in Sunday and I was just like, this is home, but this time it feels so different. And it was like a mix of emotion. Like I was so happy to be home, and also like this is not fully home anymore. This is somebody else's like
I think when you
season.
left,
It was just.
I think when you left, we was averaging like 150, 160, and then last night or Sunday night we had like 270.
I know.
It's
and it was
crazy.
a lot of new faces.
I was like, who are these people? I was like, girl, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know half of them.
Yeah, I'm like,
got here.
It was like, I knew there was like new people in the room, but I mean, I looked up and I seen a couple like faces in the front. It's like Lornie, and I'm like, 90% of that room don't even know why they're screaming my name or who I am. They're probably like, who is this random new girl on the worship team? And the idea of that is like, that is wild.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Lord is doing something. So the fact that there is that much more faces is like, God is doing an amazing thing.
It gave us a chance to practice what we preached. And we went next door. We met some wonderful people.
We did.
Oh yeah, I went to speed friending. How was speed friending? That was my first time doing speed friending. I tell people it was organized chaos, but chaos indeed.
Yeah, but people really connected.
Oh yeah,
I think I was talking to one of my friends at the BLOC, and she was like, "Yeah, I got this girl Instagram, and like I connected with some people." So though it was like chaotic in the midst of it, I think the chaos made it fun. Yeah. Like people were just like screaming all over.
We weren't doing your questions.
No, yeah, was it?
We were not. I was asking every group that I was in. You can go find them. There's probably 30 people. I was asking everybody how old they think I am. Because somebody said I was 40.
Dang. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right.
No, I think
40 is crazy.
40 is crazy. I feel like they were joking.
I'm 27.
I feel like they were joking with you.
No, some of them weren't. They were like, I don't know, 38. I was like, damn.
That's all the Puritans you've been reading from the 1800s.
and then one of the girls, she tried to fix it. She was like, I don't know, like 35. And I was like, oh my goodness. And she was like, no, it's because you're so wise. And I was like, bro.
Okay.
Like, no fixing it, bro.
Let's test your wisdom here, okay? You're not ready for this question. I mean, you're ready for it, but we're gonna go for it. When you say David loved Jonathan as much as he loved himself, what do you mean by that?
Isn't that funny how that we think of that as a New Testament phrasing? I was thinking about that today. We hear that from Jesus. Like, love your neighbor as you love yourself. But this is way back 1000 BC.
So you gonna ask my question or what?
I just think it's interesting.
You see how he dodged it?
What do you mean by that?
This is the place.
I think,
this is the place to talk about it.
I
Okay, so
think-
the reason why I'm asking this question, let me just open the gates for
Yeah.
you.
Let's
The reason
talk
why I'm
about
asking this
it.
question is because people view that passage of scripture and think that David and Jonathan had a romantic relationship. With
Because
each
it
other.
says he made a covenant, and that's.
Well, that's one reason.
Yeah.
And the other reason being that like he loved them as himself, and so they think, oh, they was in there
Loving up on each
loving up
other.
on each other.
Well, I think we have like I don't think it's American. I just think we have a bad view of friendship. And so we like level our relationships. We're like, we have a romantic love and then a family love and then a friendship love. And if someone is lucky, the friendship love graduates to like a family level. So you would call like your cousin or you would call your friend like your cousin or your brother, you know?
Yeah.
But I think we're actually called to like love people insanely deeply and we don't. Or we think it's like emasculate to not, or to like love too much. And then I think that God grants us very, very special relationships. In the case of David and Jonathan, in the case of me and my homie Lucas, I keep bringing up, where we, not only are we supposed to love them as ourselves, but we take pride and joy in doing that. And like, we're like, I have acquaintances and people that are friends where like, it's a struggle for me to love them as myself. And with Lucas, it's like, I just love that guy. And that's not weird. It's not strange. And it's not emasculate. Like, I love that man. And I think he's quite profound. And so, in a sense, we have something of a covenant. We've never, shook hands
so
and made an
explain
agreement.
that. Like, what is, for those who don't know the Christianese covenant? What is
Covenant is a promise that is deeper. And the implication is that even if you break your end, I'm not going to break my end. I think there's a lot of like contracts that we have in the world where like we have a contract and if you break it, then I no longer have my end of the bargain to hold up. And we get this from Jesus first. That's the best news because he made a covenant with us. I'll never leave you nor forsake you. And we leave him all the time.
Yeah.
And so it's great news that when we break our end of the bargain, he doesn't break his end. And I think we're called to carry that into especially deep Christian friendships, that your friends mess up. And you say, no, I have a covenant with him. He's been an idiot for a year, but I love him and I'm going to call him to more. I'm going to keep bringing him back.
Why do y'all think that we have such a hard time with friendships over different seasons of our life, right? Like, why is it so difficult for us to maintain friendship even through the seasons, whether the high top, the mountaintop, like middle school, high school, college, like whatever, like what is the difficulty in maintaining true friendship? Because when we look at Jonathan and David, like Jonathan and David, well, David particularly was he was on this roller coaster ride with Jonathan's dad, yet through it all, like they still stuck together, even through all the turmoil. Like, why are we missing that link in our context today?
I have thoughts, but you go. You got thoughts?
Yeah, I think honestly it's because like everything is transactional for us. Like Rhys was saying, it's like give me this, I'll give you that. And us as Christian, we're called to love. Like I love Darius, that's it. But everything else is like transactional. Like for me to be friends with Darius, he has to be this, and then I'll be this. And I think that like if like you don't serve me you don't serve me the way that I need you to serve me in this season, I don't call you a friend because I'm not receiving my end. Like I'm not receiving what I thought would happen in this transaction or friendship. And I think that's what it is. It's like there's no more longevity. And there's something so pure and rich in longevity and saying that like I will stay. Like it doesn't matter what it looks like. I will stay with you. Like it wasn't I'm gonna love you from here to there and then it ends, but it's like I'll do life with you. So we don't see friendship as doing life anymore. It's more so what do I need from you? What do you need from me? And that's how we're gonna do it. And like Jesus never meant for love to look like that. It was never meant to be a transaction, but like I will do this. I will love you. I will walk with you regardless of what it looks like. And I think that's like a big thing to why we don't have longevity anymore.
Yeah. I think that's true. I think I see that a lot. Like when you no longer serve a purpose in my life, it's not that we beeped out. We just
you're not.
Well,
you know what you to do. Yeah,
there is the sense that there's a geographic
absolutely
sense to it, right? So me and Lucas, we live a state apart from each other, and we might go 2 weeks without talking, but I still know who he is, and he knows who I am.
right.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, this is something I deal with all the time. I'm bad at texting, I'm bad at calling, and I know I'm working on it. But I also get villainized because I think people have dealt with abandonment, and I think they're insecure in friendships. And so, like, the moment you don't talk to them for 48 hours, and then they're like, oh, you hate me. And it's like, no, hold on. Like, we have a lot of people to deal with all the time, right? And so falling out of friendships sometimes is just geographic, and it's not you hate them, they hate you. And there's such a sweetness too, where you haven't, like, there was a season we didn't talk to each other for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then we came back around, we're like, man, it's so good to see you again. And like our friendship deepened, and we picked up right where we left off too. Like, there was no love lost there because we both have other people to handle and deal with and love on. So I think there's a geographic sense as well.
Sure.
Yeah. And also expectations too. I think that we put like expectations so high that honestly, if we are friends with Jesus, like, you wouldn't need this much from this person for you to feel like you are loved and you are seen, because like you have Jesus, you have a friend in Jesus. And I've seen in friendship where the expectation is so high that a person cannot meet that expectation, and when they don't meet it, you're hurt, and now you don't think this friendship is working out, when no, it's just the expectation you have for them was never meant for them, but it was meant for God, and you're not going to God about it. So I think we set expectations on people that they were never meant to carry in friendship. And I think that's also a big thing that comes in disrupt.
I'm put you on the spot on this question, both of you, but I think it's a great thing to really talk about. Are there some blanket overarching unhealthy expectation that we put on people that is only meant to be put on God, that just makes, like, your relationship was cooked, your friendships were cooked from the start because that person was never able to do that because it was only God who could?
So many.
Go ahead, let's do it.
So many. I mean, I think, like, identity, I think, like...
okay, what do you mean by identity?
I need to find myself in Jesus. Right. I need to know that, like, I'm a child of God. I'm a servant of the Most High King. I'm a slave to Jesus Christ. I need to know that. But we begin to get in, like, friend groups, and we say, like, well, these are me and my 4 boys. And, like, we've been friends for 10 years. And, like, these are my guys. And then you enter a season of life where maybe that's not happening. And you realize, like, you've lost a part of yourself, which is certainly partially true. But I have to be able to say, like, that wasn't my identity. Yeah. And so I have forced something onto them where, like, if they don't stick around in the same capacity, the exact same way, I'm lost. And so we like put identity in, but we do that with everybody. That's not just friend groups.
So identity,
affection, where, like, I should be able to feel no affection from the world and feel just as satisfied at the end of the day, which is an impossible thing to ask somebody to do, but that is what we're working towards. That I find my satisfaction and affection in Christ alone. Yeah. And then I think affirmation is a really big one. Like, affirmation's a big one. I do care what you think, but I shouldn't care what you think to a certain point that it will cause me, like, detriment or harm.
Sure.
If, I've done something to wrong you and your opinion of me changes. Like, I'm affirmed and established only by what Jesus says I am. Yeah. And he says I'm forgiven and not forsaken. And I stand not condemned, all those kind of things. And I've had friends in the past who their opinion changed of me, maybe because I did something or I didn't and they thought I did or whatever. And, that hurts, like, too deeply. I don't know. Or maybe that might also sound like unhinged and unemotional, but I don't think it is. I don't know.
Well, I think, like, I guess to the point is that, like, there's nothing wrong for seeking affirmation and, all those things, but, like, there's a line in the sand where it's like, okay, you are in unhealthy territory because now they've pretty much become an idol in your life, and that's the dangerous thing.
I think if you're walking around and you're like, well, I don't care what anyone thinks about me, and it's because everybody has a problem with you, then we should probably start asking the question, why does everywhere you go somebody has a problem with you, right? But if I'm walking around like I need to know that every single person, like, thinks the world of me, then, like, you're gonna have enemies by accident.
What do you think, Lornie?
I think unwavering loyalty, and that's one thing in the world that's, like, such a big thing. Like, you want a friend that is, like, loyal to the point where it's like you can do anything crazy, and that friend
they gonna ride with you.
Ride with you to the end. Yeah, I'm gonna do it too. And it's like, and that's, like, the thing that, like, says that this is real. Like, you're my rock and all these things. And honestly, like the older I get, I realize that like that is such a crazy expectation, because there are things that you're gonna do in life that I cannot be loyal to. And especially when the idea of friendship is that like, you know, like I am okay with you doing whatever. Like I am okay with you disrespecting the person. I'm gonna stand right behind you in that moment and say, yeah, my friend is right. Yeah. I think that's like a crazy expectation.
True loyalty might look like me helping you check into the local county jail, because you're like, oh, that's true loyalty, right?
That's gonna be my
but what people think about loyalty is like, I'm okay with whatever you do. You're my dog, so and that's not real. That's not loving as yourself.
Yeah. What does it mean to be loyal? Like, is if you telling me, if I tell you, Lornie, Rhys, I think the best thing I need to do for my life right now is go jump off a bridge. Like, it is not loyal of you.
Let me affirm you in that.
Yeah, right. Like,
whatever you need, man. Whatever makes you sleep at night.
Do you need some floaties at the bottom? Like, well, you know, whatever. Like, do you need a push? Like, I can put you. That's just crazy, you know?
I think true loyalty is upholding the person that you call friend to a higher standard for them to look like Jesus. I think that's true loyalty. Like if you're doing something and it does not look like Christ, as a friend who is loyal to you, loyal to your purpose, I'm loyal to Jesus before I am loyal to you. And that's the thing. I should be able to look at you and say, hey, no, this is not okay. I'm not going to come into agreement with this because this is not of Christ. This we need to bring you back to the cross. And I think that's true loyalty. And I think the issue is that we're taking what the world tell us and we're mixing it with what the Bible tell us to get us to a place where we're comfortable and we're complacent. And that's not love. Like to be friends with someone is to love them the way that Jesus loved them. And if I am okay with you doing whatever, whenever, I'm not being a real friend. And I'm not really being loyal to you, because being loyal to you is being loyal to Jesus first, and it will overflow from that. That's what I think.
And that was my first point in the sermon. That a true friend will tell you the truth.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they will help you back to Jesus.
And you said truth, and you said they will bring you back to Jesus. You also said something that was a hot take for a lot of people. You said your core friends have to be believers. And if they're not a believer, they shouldn't be in your core circle. Let's get into it. I stand with you. But let's get into it.
And here's the thing. I think if you were to let me sit and parse that out, I think everybody would. And I think it is certainly true. It does come with a heavy amount of nuance.
Sure.
I don't even think like I think I could hang out with somebody 8 hours a day every day, and I still don't. They don't have to be considered my core friend.
Sure.
So like if you have a lost friend and you're coworkers and you're with each other 8 hours a day, I'm not saying you need to spend less time with them.
That's your mission field.
That's your mission field, certainly. And like I said, my best friend, I see him once every 3 months. But it's my core because that's who I go to for the real, like for the nitty gritty, for the real stuff at the bottom. And so it's not about like proximity or time. It is about habits and patterns that I can be in the world but not of it. I can have nothing to do with the deeds of darkness, but I can rather expose them, right? And so we are called to be around non-believers, and we're even called to befriend them. But I think the way that we see friendship in the Bible is like deep, raw reality, that I'm able to pour out my soul and you can pour your soul to me and we can carry each other's burdens. The unbeliever just can't do that the right way. They just can't.
Yeah. And there's also like this idea, and also like seeing it happen on social media, but just people where it's like, well, that friend is an unbeliever, but they're not pushing me to do bad stuff. They're not pushing me. They respect my views and my religion, so I can keep them as a friend. No.
Not the same thing.
Not the same thing. And I think a lot of people in church do this to make their self feel comfortable so they don't have to do the uncomfortable thing and stand on what the Bible asks them to do. Just because you're with them and you're not talking about Jesus and they're not asking you to, doesn't mean that it's okay. If you love your friend and they're an unbeliever, you need to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ to them. Because the fact that you're not doing it is like you're being complacent and you're saying it's okay where they're at just for you to be comfortable. And I think I see that in a lot of like people who are unbelievers and their best friend is a Christian, like respecting their views. It sounds sweet, but it's not biblical. And I think that we need to be more bold about the fact that, like, standing with Jesus and standing on what the Bible said, you need to share the gospel with your friend. You cannot say you know the good news, you love the Lord, and the person next to you that you say you love, you're not sharing that good news of the Savior with them. That's not a friend, and that's the truth. And I think that's something that we need to work on ourselves too, not to be complacent like the next person. And I see it a lot.
Yeah, something that how I begin to word this is sometimes you need to examine your friendships and reposition people.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to kick people
I'm
out
not
the door.
cutting people off.
Yeah.
I'm not advocating for cutting people off.
Just
That's big for me.
Just take them from core team to the outer court team. the outer courts. If you
And again, that's not with necessarily proximity or how much time you spend with them.
Right.
But that's level of influence and how deep they're allowed into your soul.
Because when the rubber meets the road, and like you really having a hard time in life, and you in that time where like you're looking for somebody to uplift not just your day, like your soul, you're experiencing, as the Bible would call it, the dark night of the soul, right? And you just like at the bottom of the bottom. You feel like you under the bottom, and you don't know how you got here, and you're looking for a true friend who may not have the words to pull you out, but knows how to sit with you and speak when it's time to speak, right?
Yeah.
But when they speak truth.
Think about how detrimental it was for Job.
Oh, brother.
He's in the
He was
darkest
the
valley,
worst.
and he's got 3 dumb friends.
Yeah.
And those are his guys, and they come with no wisdom. Matter of fact, again, there's no neutral. They come with anti-wisdom.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they say, curse God. Curse him. And so what is that? So absolutely true.
I mean, even like, we speak about Job, you talk about his wife was like, curse God and die. That's insane.
Now, imagine if
And
there was...
how's she been doing with that? Has she... Have you... I know y'all just started marriage, so I just want to see how it's going so far.
Let's actually have an aside. Men, I think it's very imperative that you wait to find a real woman of God.
Hallelujah.
I had a couple of 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds come talk to me after service and say that you're looking at this, you're looking at that, you're lonely. That's awesome, dude. I would rather you be lonely for a decade and wait on the right woman than settle into anything that's so miserable. And I didn't get married till I was 27. So a lot of y'all 18 and you're lonely, dude, you might have 9 more years.
I was 28.
I hate that for y'all, but you might have 9
no,
more
listen,
years. And it was good for you, wasn't it?
It's great.
And it
It
was
is
good for me,
great.
too.
Matter of fact, Kennedy was in the middle of her prayer after the worship time, and I was just like watching her, just admiring her beauty and her godliness. And then Rhys comes behind me. He's like, we pray for women of God like this. I was like, yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. And so, like, I was actually telling somebody today the same thing. Like, it's just worth the wait. But let me, like, bring this back to friendship. This is one of the questions I wanted to ask y'all. Now that y'all have been married, and y'all been married for how long?
3 going into 4 months.
3 going into 4 months. And I know it's still early, but how has core friendships, godly relationships, friendships in your life, how has those friendships impacted and blessed your marriage now that you're married? How does those friendships influence your marriage in a positive way?
I mean, let's just say that, like, once I got married, one of the things that, like, became very important to both me and Rhys is the fact that we need other couple friends who are rooted in Christ. Because it's a shift in life once you become married and you are now doing this life with someone else. And you need friends when things feels tough or it feels rough or the enemy making it feel like that's going to look at you and said, you are in a covenant. You made a covenant with this man. He is a man of God, and you need to pray. And you need to remind the enemy that there's a union here. And if you don't have the right friends, they will send you the other way. It's not even important. It's necessary. And it's needed that you have that. Because if you go to your friends that are not godly, they'll bring you back to self. Yeah, you don't deserve that. Yeah, this and that. But a friend who is rooted in Christ will point you back to Jesus and remind you that he is a great man of God. I mean, we have an older couple that we trust in our relationship. And, like, when we're having, like, tiffs and just bad days, I'll call her. And immediately, she doesn't even, like, reaffirm me. she reaffirmed him as a person. She's like, he is a man of God. He knows his word. The Lord loves him. The Lord cares for him. He wants the best for you. He wants to see you Christ-like. So once she reminded me of who my husband is, it immediately it softens my heart. So it's so important to have friendships that they don't point you back to yourself, but they point you back to Jesus. You can't do that with someone who don't know Jesus. Yeah. And I think that like if our friends were in the world, even though like we have a great marriage, it could have easily came and like drove a wedge into our marriage. So it's like so necessary.
I'm glad you're speaking about this because obviously at our age, what's on the forefront of people's mind and often their prayer is finding a spouse. And I think that obviously we need to be praying more about friendships and like the people who can help us become the man or woman of God that we need to be for the season of our life where we are married and things of that nature. But what would you say?
I think everybody in the world has advice and has what they think is wisdom. And I think every single piece of advice is either godly wisdom or worldly wisdom.
Yeah.
And leading up to our marriage and then even into our marriage, everybody had something to say. And they all mean well when they do it because they're trying to give you their experiences and it would be such a difference between a seasoned godly Christian and then people who are Christian but they really don't live it, and then the non-believers, right? Those two categories, like their advice was so bad, and it was so rooted in like funny jokes and like or like just like letting things slide or like free weird submission, like happy wife happy life is fake, right? Or like your new catchphrase, son, is yes dear. Okay.
Oh, somebody told me that at church.
And it's like
like the day after we got engaged, they was like, your new favorite words is yes dear, and you're gonna be married for years. And it's like that. Okay, that's funny and it's tongue in cheek, but it's not real, right? It's not real. And so I would say the best thing is I know like I could give you like 10 people offhand that I know love the Lord and are deep in there. And when they stop and give me advice, I don't have to wonder if this is worldly wisdom or godly wisdom. And I don't have to like sift through it and think, is this something I should like try to wrestle with and apply to my life? Like when they give me wisdom, I'm like, even if I disagree with that in the moment, they're probably right. And since it's so godly, wise, and sage old people, then I should roll with that. And so like the benefit of your sphere of influence, the closest people to you being so deeply rooted, is I can take wisdom in so much faster and smoother than if I had to run everything through. Well, is this person just dumb, and their stuff just sounds good, or are they actually wise? You know?
Yeah.
And now I know y'all, so I know that y'all undoubtedly have friends your age who are believers and like pour into you. But what's interesting about what y'all saying is that the people that y'all talking about that have like really impacted y'all marriage are people who are older and wiser than you. And so I think it's important for y'all to share with us how important it is not just to have friends your age, but have friends who are older, wiser, more experienced than you, and things of that nature. Like it says, I think you mentioned on Sunday that there was an age gap even between Jonathan and David, right? But we see how close knit they were. But talk about the importance of having friends who also bring a mentoring element to the friendship.
I mean, I say this like to my husband all the time, even prior to him being my boyfriend. That was a very...
That's crazy. Now you're on the podcast talking about... I say this to my husband. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
God has been kind, okay? Even before he became like my boyfriend, and I made it very clear. I mean, the first date we went on, I was like...
She tried to break up with me after the first date.
She did. She was talking about it. I remember.
Not the time. It's a journey.
Perseverance, friends. Perseverance.
No, but like on our first date, one thing that I made clear to him is that I have counselors. Like I have people above me that I go to, and he needs to have the same. And of course, like he already knew the importance of that, but it will save your life. It will like, and I know when like growing up, when my mom was like, I don't want you to do this, and I was like, I need to have my own experience. The dumbest thing. And now that I'm older, the dumbest thing ever. And it will save your life sitting under people who are older, wiser, who've walked through it, And like it's so needed. And I see a lot of like Christians, especially in our age, it's like, yeah, I know I could do it by myself. They don't want to tell anyone their business. Just it will save your life. And it's so important to have it while you're single, while you're dating, while you're married. I mean, if I didn't have counsel before I got into a relationship with Rhys, I think that like I would have done so many things differently, and I would have let the enemy like play with my mind, and I don't even think we would be where we're at right now. So it's so important to honestly, you need to think that you don't know anything, and you need to find people who can see beyond what you see with your own eyes now. And I think one of the biggest things, like when we were about to date, I came to you and I was like, here's this dude, he wants to take me out on a date. What do you think?
Like this dude?
Yeah, he did say that.
This so this guy, I know him.
Right. But it's important to like have people that you like, even at the start, what do you think?
Yeah.
You know me, you might know this person. What have you heard? Like, do you think this is something that I should pursue? Like, and people think it's like you're like less of something, but it makes you more of a person to know that you need help and you need to find people that can do these things. So it's so important.
I think worse than not seeking any wisdom is seeking wisdom and then not listening to it.
Yeah.
I think that's the
That
most.
gotta be a proverb
That's
right now.
insane.
It's somewhere in there.
It gotta
It's
be a
somewhere in
proverb
there.
somewhere.
It's somewhere in there.
Insanity.
I've had so many people who would come to me and they ask me for advice, and they're not actually looking for the right answer. They're looking for somebody to affirm what they already think. And like how wasteful is that? And so one of the best things I've ever put into practice is when somebody that I deem as wise, not just because I think it, but I've seen them act it out and I see them in the word. I know their character. If they say something that I don't agree with, I cannot just write it off. But I'm going to at least go wrestle with it for a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm usually going to come out the other end saying, they're probably right. Even if I don't feel like it, they're probably right.
Yeah, and even to that effect, like the best friends and those who carry wisdom, they'll give you wisdom, let you chew on it, and then if you feel different, they want you to come back. And like let's just talk that out now.
Yeah.
You know, they going because they love you, they care about you, they want to get you to, you know.
And it's almost always the harder thing is the better thing, and the reason you're not receiving it is because it's going to be harder.
Yeah.
But like Christ promises so much goodness in suffering.
Yeah.
And so you're looking at an 18-year-old and you say, hey, you might be single for another decade. Another decade.
Sounds like.
And you know what? It's the hardest thing. And it will be hard, but you will be so much better for it.
I think you think about me and Kennedy's relationship, because we were friends at first. And if you would have told me that from the day I met her that we wouldn't be married until 9 years, I would have.
Sheesh.
Yeah, tough crowd. but I think that when we got married, we were the most prepared then than we ever were, because we matured under people, we learned from people, and they helped us become greater, more wiser men and women of God, and it just helped us out a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I would go, and this might be like, and you guys can disagree or agree, I would go as far as to say, like, until you're getting discipled and you have people above you that you're truly, like, giving access to your life, you should not be dating. I would go as far to say that, because if you don't have a community or people above you,
You won't survive it.
You won't. You can do it. You'll do it wrong. I firmly believe, like, if someone comes to me right now and they're like, "There's this guy, I want to date him." I would. Are you getting discipled? Who is holding you accountable in this walk? Also, do you have counselors? Do you have people above you who can, one, speak to your character and speak to that person?
Is there somebody who can advocate that you are actually who you are when we sit down at the table and talk? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Are you really this person? Because when we go to an interview, like, people are on interviews all the time. You gonna put your best foot forward, but you're gonna leave that other foot behind you. You know what I'm saying? That one gonna creep out.
Yeah.
But like, the people around you should be able to testify. No, she is probably more than she actually told you she is.
Yeah.
And if you're listening to this and you're like, yes, I want older wise counsel, but I just haven't found it yet, you might have to start showing up places where older people show up.
Yep.
You go to the block, and that's cool, but you might have to go to the 8 a.m. service.
Nah,
You might have to
8
hit.
o'clock is crazy. 9 o'clock.
You might have to hit the Monday night
Go to Wednesday Bible
multi-age Bible study.
Matter of
right?
fact, there's a gentleman. His name Captain Jerry. If you know, you know.
Captain Jerry.
Captain Jerry got a Bible that I describe as tenderism. You know what I'm talking about?
Tenderness.
About falling off the bone.
That Bible falling off the bone. You know what I'm saying? And he's very wise. He help around the church. He leads a Bible study every single day of the week. Matter of fact, no joke. He's leading a Bible study right now in the Nutriground with a bunch of older men. And there's one guy in our ministry who came one day, and he goes to that Bible study. Well, he goes to his Sunday group every week. Dude's full of wisdom because he hang out with other people.
I did 2 years every Tuesday morning, 7 a.m. at a Bible study with 20 guys, and I was the only guy under 55. And I wept at tables with these guys because every trouble I had, each of them had seen it and they had survived it, and they told me how to survive it. And I love a Bible study that like we can have. That's cool. But not only have you not finished the race, me and you both going through the same thing. And so it's just really nice to sit with guys who just have that in their pocket. And so if you really want it, go find it. And these older guys will probably be overjoyed for a young man to come up and say like, will you teach me? Like, will you just meet with me once a week? They probably be overjoyed. And the hard part is Darius loves all y'all. Darius cannot one-on-one disciple 200 people. It can't happen. Yep. And so go find the old guy who's humble, who is unassuming, and who looks like there's nothing special about him. Guys who look like there's nothing special about them probably are very special. Because they want to be humble. They want to be lowly.
That's Captain Jerry.
I don't know Captain Jerry. He seems like a good time.
No, Captain Jerry's the real deal. No, I'm telling you, he's the best.
And you don't have to feel like called to only serve at the BLOC. I mean, I love the BLOC, but there are services in the morning that you can come to. And even outside of what you guys said, serve. Serve in your church. I mean, some of the people that are in my life, I showed up and serve, and I would pray. I was like, Lord, highlight the people that are for me. And I wasn't talking about friends and young adults. Highlight the people that you're calling into my life. And I would just serve. I would show up. I would help fix chairs. I would do whatever that needed to be done. You don't need to be on the stage to be serving the Lord. I just did whatever. And people would come to me and they would ask me about my day. They would ask me about who I am. And naturally I would form relationships. So a lot of us are asking for these things, but yet we're staying at home. You're not talking to your pastor. Darius can connect you to someone. So it's like you have to take that action if you truly want relationship. It won't just come to you. The Lord can make it happen, but serve in your church, serve in your community, and God will provide these people.
I just be around more than one day a week. People look at you and they say, Darius, how'd you get so wise? And Darius will say, well, I just decided one day that I liked being at church every time it was open.
Exactly.
If they gave me 5 options to be there during the week, I was there 5 times. And that was the same true for me. There was a time where it went from Sunday to also Sunday and Wednesday. Then it was, Sunday, Wednesday, Friday. And that still wasn't enough. If the doors are open, I want it.
With me, I was at the church.
I just want it.
Yeah, you can't be only showing up when there's worship nights. Because if we have 3 worship nights, you'll be there for all those worship nights. But serving, we don't see you. Like just prayer, we don't see you. Like come to these other things and just show up, and not just the thing that makes you feel good.
A key reason why I am still the BLOC pastor and I'm content to be the BLOC pastor for a number of years in the future is because I found contentment, joy, and privilege to serve under more experienced leadership in our church, right? So like if I mess up, I say something dumb, I say something crazy, I make a mistake, I fall, like I have the covering of older, wiser mentors, leaders, and friends even who keep me accountable, who can show me the way, who guide us on everything y'all just said. And so I think it's important that we live that out in every area of our life, that we make sure we surround ourselves with people. But here's my last question. For the person listening to this and they buying what you're selling, they like, okay, I got to get around godly friendships. I got to get around people, but I'm just not good at making friends in general, right? How would you encourage the person who's going to get into pursuing friendships for the first time and helping them kind of stick it out? Because for example, if they looking for friends at the BLOC, it's 200 people in the room. That's very overwhelming, right? But how would you encourage them to stick it out and work their way through it? Because y'all both had a life here, and then y'all got married and y'all moved away. So for you went to a whole new world. Yeah. The world you went back to don't look like the same world it was when you left it. Yeah. So give us, based on your experience, how would you say?
I could talk to a brick wall. I can make friends with an ant. So to me, this isn't a problem. But Lornie is a lot more reserved. Not that she's bad at making friends, but so maybe this is a question for you to start. I'll say something at the end, maybe.
honestly, you have to get out of your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
And like I hear it a lot. People are like, well, I'm not good at talking to people. I'm not good at going up to people. It makes me anxious. And this is coming from someone who like feel these things. At the end of the day, you just have to take the step in knowing that like, yes, I may be bad at these things, but I have to do something different to get out of this cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in the room and there's 200 people, you don't know where to go, turn right.
Mm-hmm.
There's somebody next to you. Turn left, there's somebody next to you. And I think the quickest way to make friends, one, get into a life group.
Mm-hmm.
Like find when there's groups happening, because you can come and you'll be quiet, but I promise you go one, two, by the third time you'll say something and someone will say something back to you. And also be honest and open about the fact that you're looking for community.
Yeah.
Like at the church that we're attending now, the last time I went, they did at the end of every time we meet, they give you a card to write a prayer, and they put it in the middle and somebody grab it.
Oh, nice.
And in my prayer, I wrote, I'm new in the state, and I would really like for the Lord to provide community for me. Wow. Immediately after we left the next day, someone who got my card texted me, was like, hey, I read your card. I would love to connect. Like, I'm praying for you. Would love to have coffee sometime.
That's
would love
awesome.
to, build something with you. It was uncomfortable to write that, but you have to do the thing that's uncomfortable to get out of the cycle.
Even I'm sure it was uncomfortable just showing up for the coffee date.
Yeah, just the idea of doing all these things uncomfortable, but you'll never know what's on the other side of it if you don't do something different. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Do something different. Go to a life group. Go to activities that's happening outside of Sundays. Do something that doesn't look like your norm, and people will meet you. Serve. Like one of my closest friends, my best friends, I've met when I decided to serve. Go to the beach trip. You will meet your friends.
Yes.
I promise you. Go to the things, go to the activities, and the Lord will provide people. But you can't sit at home and be surprised when you're not meeting people.
Faith needs some works.
Yeah.
If you're a girl at the block, just meet Mina.
We love Mina.
If you meet Mina, Mina's going to find something for you to do, and then you'll meet a bunch of people. I think that's really good advice. If you're a boy, meet Nathaniel, maybe?
Nathaniel, he's the guy, yes.
Meet Nathaniel. And it'll be like, where's Waldo? But when you find him, you'll know. And then you'll be in. There's no chance.
I have another person. Meet Bailey. Bailey, she's a quiet one.
Bailey's
cool.
Yeah,
and
Bailey.
I would tell you this, like, Bailey, I don't even know how we crossed paths.
Shout out to Bailey.
But literally the minute you meet her, she will have a conversation with you. She will make you feel love. Bailey, Krista, Mina, if you find them anywhere in the room, say, hey, I'm looking for a friend. You will find a friend that night. So, yeah, they're here.
Can I give, like, practical advice when you're talking to somebody brand new? I really shouldn't reveal this, because this is like my secret. It's my secret sauce.
Bless us, please.
And I've used it on probably people that are watching. I've used it. When you meet somebody, you say, hi, what's your name? And they say, what's your name? And then this is what you say. You say, what do you do? And they're going to answer either about their work or about things that they like to do for like hobbies. And whichever one they pick, then you just ask them about the other one. So if they answer, well, I'm a communications specialist at UPS. You go, no, like, what do you do for fun? And then they're like, oh, well, I play basketball and I play Magic the Gathering.
Or vice versa.
And then if they answer with like, oh, I play basketball, Magic the Gathering, you go, okay, well, what do you do for work? And I promise you, if you get people talking about themselves,
They're going to go.
They're gonna go. And out of the 8 things I say, just find one that you know something about. And like, okay, I've never played Magic the Gathering, but I've played card games.
You know who is really good at this? Now, they kind of drag it, but they really good at it. Pastor Dennis.
Oh, yeah.
Every time he sees Lornie,
Oh, yeah.
all he remembers is, oh, yeah, I used to go out there and like train pastors.
Yeah, I told him I was born in the Dominican Republic. He held on to that.
Yeah.
Every single time he goes, how's the people back in DR?
Yeah.
I went out there for
Like you
this.
go out there, like you go out there every weekend.
Yeah,
or
he's like,
something.
what food do you like? From every day he had a new question about what I like. But it
Make you
starts a
feel home.
conversation.
Yeah.
It makes me like feel happy to know that he remembered the fact that like this is where I'm from and he wants to know. For the new guys in the room, there is this amazing young man that if you don't know anyone or you want to connect, go in the room and go, where's Jaden?
Oh, yeah.
Find Jaden
yeah.
and you will connect.
Yeah, yeah.
Amazing guy. So here, we've given so many different
I
people
find him a little aggressive.
Oh my gosh.
Jaden, that is not true. We love him
We love
so
him.
much.
I mean, there's a lot of people that we can name in the ministry who just like have this
He's gonna
outgoing
beat you
personality,
up.
and they make it just easy to connect to, you know, whatever the case may be. But I just want to say thank y'all two for being good friends, and not just being any kind of friends, but being believers, but also being full of wisdom and just having a heart and a zeal to share all the wisdom that you have with the Lord and from the Lord with His people. And so I love y'all so much.
We love you,
I'm
friend.
super grateful for y'all. Thank y'all for
Let's-
hanging out with us.
What a friend we have in Jesus. Hey, all our sins and griefs to bear. Wait, want to slow it down?
Please.
And what a privilege to carry.
Maybe your voice isn't that bad. I apologize for my opening statement.
Everything to God in prayer. That's a wrap. That's a wrap.
Pray for us.
We
We're
love
doing
you
Jesus in
guys.
politics this week.